Assalamualaikum everyone, welcome back to Exclusive Modest. Hope you have a wonderful day. Today's episode is going to be on how to cut this modest dress. You can see it, the modest I'm talking about, it's cut together with the sleeve. It also has an elastic rubber at the wrist. So I'm using 3 yards of this fabric to cut it out. This is Duchess fabric, as you can see. So the first folding is going to be into 2, then into 4. So after folding it into 4 this way, you can see the next thing you're going to take is the length of the sleeve. The length of the sleeve is 32 inches, but it's going to have a joining at the elbow. So you have to take the measurement from the center here, the center of both back and forth, to 22 inches. Then the remaining joining to make a complete sleeve is going to be 10 inches, and that 10 inches you're still going to add a seam allowance to it. You know, it's going to have an elastic rubber, and the elastic rubber is going to carry 2 inches for the folding. So starting from here, to take my 22 inches, my 22 inches is here. You can see this is 22 inches. So it's from this area that I'm going to take my shoulder slant, the shoulder slant of 1 inch. So I'm going to slant it up to both back and front here. So after this, now I'm going to take the armhole measurement. This is cut together with the sleeve, so it's not going to be the normal armhole. The actual armhole for this particular measurement is 8 inches, but here, since it's cut together with the sleeve, I'm going to make use of 10 inches. You can see now. So from this 10 inches, when I come to this area, I'm going to take 11 inches. You know, that plate has shoulder slant of 1 inch. So to make it equal, it's going to be 11 inches there, then 10 inches there. So I'm going to connect the 2 lines together. So this is my bust line. This is where I'm going to take my bust measurement. The bust measurement I'm using here is 42 inches. That is 10.5 inches. So the 10.5 inches is here. You can see 10.5 in 4 places is going to give us 42 inches with the seam allowance of 2 inches. The seam allowance is not constant. You can make any inches of your choice. So it's from here that I'm going to make a slant line to the full length of the dress. So the full length of this dress is going to be the length of the fabric. So let me take the measurement and show it to you. You can see this is 59 inches. This is okay for the length of the dress. So it's from here I'm going to make a slant line down. A slant line down like this. You can see the way I slant my line. And before you can slant this, I used to explain on my video that before you can slant, you can't slant anyhow. You have to take the hip measurement, taking it from here, from the waist. You have to determine your waist. This is the waist measurement of 16 inches. You know, this is where the waist is. From here you determine the hip point. The hip point here is 9 inches. So from this hip point, the hip measurement for this particular side, I mean the tight hip, as in the tight of the hip, is going to be 44 inches. That's 11 in 4 places. It's going to give you the hip measurement, and this is where the hip measurement is. You can see I still have enough allowance for the dress. So you have to determine this before you can slant any, because if you are slanting like this, if you didn't slant properly, it might tight if you didn't take the proper measurement of the hip. So I cannot slant it out. To the full length of the dress. Ignore this line. So the next thing now is to cut it out. By the time I'm cutting it, I'm going to cut it out properly, and you're going to see the shape. for this edge not to be touching the right, you have to take off 2 inches for the shaping. 2 inches here, just to give it a nice shape here. Then you blind your hand to free hand here to the 2 inches, then you cut it out. So you can see it now. So the next thing to take here is the neckline. So you can see the neckline here. So I'll be taking 3 inches for the neckline here. Then the deepness is going to be 2.5 inches for the back. So I'm going to connect the line together using my armor cord. So I'll be connecting it together with the armor cord here. Then I'm going to cut it out. So this is for both back and front. So I'm going to take one out to cut out the front. So I'll be long the front neckline with 1.5 inches because there's going to be a pleat at the front. I'm going to connect it up to the shoulder. Then I'll be cutting it out. So this is now the back neck and this is the front neck. So the next thing is to cut the remaining line to join this particular sleeve to make it a long sleeve. So this is to complete the sleeve, to make the long sleeve. Now what we're going to the measurements you're using to complete this is 10 inches. It should be 10 inches. But I'm making it of 13 inches because of the sewing allowance and the folding for the ½ inch elastic rubber. So you can see now, by the time I join it together, it's going to give me the complete sleeve. So let me go and join everything and show you the finishing. Welcome back to the sewing section. The first thing you're going to do here, if you want to get the front properly, is to iron the center out, and that is what I've done here. You can see the ironing of the center. Then the next thing is to take the length of where you want the pleat to be. So starting from the shoulder here, I'm going to take the length down to, you can see this is from the shoulder. I'm taking the length down to 14 inches here. You can see. So this is not constant, it depends on where you want it to be, but most especially it's going to usually be on the above the armhole a little bit. It's going to be below the armhole a little bit. So the next thing you're going to do is just to fold it into 2 this way. This is into 2. You can see. Then you take 1 inch. 1 inch. This is into 2, you can see. Then you take 1 inch. 1 inch. This is my 1 inch. This is what you used to stitch it. This is 1 inch, you can see. So you can see the 1 inch. You're starting from here. You can see we are on the line. So you're going to make that straight line down to that 14 inches that you chalked out. So it must be 1 inch straight down. So this is the area I'm ending into. So take the measurement also. It must be 1 inch. Then you stitch here. So this is how the front is going to look like. You can see the front, you can see the way it is. So this is how it's going. This is 1 inch for both sides. You can see it now. Then it's going to end here. So the next thing you're going to do is just to join the 2 shoulders together after this, like this. 2 shoulders. From here, I'm going to join the 2 shoulders together with 1/2 inch. So the same thing applicable to the other sides too. Welcome back. Here is the finished work so far. This is the simple abaya dress. You can also call it a kaftan. You can see the waist here. It has an elastic cover. You can see the way I did my elastic cover is not that wide. You can see how tiny it is. So this is the joining. You can see where the joining is. This is the straight cut. A cut together with the sleeve, and this is the main joining to make a complete sleeve. This is the straight can I call it a pleat, or you can see the way I did it. I've showed it to you. You can see. So this is how it's going to be at the front. It has a pleat. You can call it a pleat. You can also call it just normal fold. You can see it now. So this is how it's going to be at the front here. So this is the neckline. It has a round neckline. It has a slit at the back. You can also make use of zip here. You can slit it down and add your zip to it. But here I make use of button, and I've added my loop to it. You can see. So this is the end of this class. If you're watching for the first time, you're in the right place to be. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and those who have already subscribed, I really appreciate you guys for watching my video. Always see you in my next tutorial. Assalamu alaikum.